This thing on? Mic check. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me clearly. Yo, should you practice art? Or should art be your practice? I had a question, so I asked it. Not to anyone specifically, but to my inner God, you know? The one that's gonna be a master. The one that's more than a rapper. The one that's an educator. The one that seeks enlightenment. He travels with concepts. He's got the mindset expansive. He understands that his time combined with travel and concepts makes his mind convex. Sort of like when you look at a brain scan.
Reggie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is a little bit of an impromptu live stream that I wanted to do to address maybe some concerns that people have regarding the fact that I have not made any public statements regarding the controversies surrounding CGC. And I'm going to try to articulate why I haven't spoken about this. And what I readily recognize is that there are going to be some people that are going to believe what I say, and there are going to be some others that don't believe what I say and won't appreciate the perspective. And I've learned that for that second group of people, there's probably nothing that I could actually say or do to get them to understand my point of view or to appreciate my comments and my perspective, right? I've come to terms with the fact that there are going to be some people that just aren't going to believe anything, right? And for those people, as I've mentioned in previous videos, there's not much that I can do for you. There's not much that I can do. So why have I not spoken yet about all of the stuff that's transpiring with CGC? The answer is actually pretty simple. It is not this cabal. I'm not part of some cabal. It's some crazy stuff that people are saying online. It is really simple. I'm busy. That is the truth of the matter. I am busy. I have been traveling right up until Christmas for about 3 weeks. I've been on the road traveling from Michigan to Kansas City to Raleigh, all for work. I took on the biggest job of my career, and I have a lot riding on this. My family has a lot riding on this, and as a result of me taking this job on, I don't have as much time and capacity to create content. That is the reality. And so it's one of those things for me when I'm traveling and in and out of hotels and on planes and in cars. It's not like I have a ton of free time in a hotel room or wherever I happen to be to create content and put it out there. I am honestly just scraping by with content, and I'm putting out content that fulfills contractual obligations that I have, right? Like I have handshake deals with some companies where I create sponsored content for them. I'm covering those bases. And if you've paid attention, you've seen a noticeable decrease in the amount of content that I've been putting out, whether it be long form or short form. The content has reduced, and that's simply because I am busy and I have to focus on what's important. And the two things that are important, and they're kind of sort of connected, is this new job that I've taken on, which is the biggest job of my career. I've been working 20 years to get to this point. The second part is my family, right? So traveling for 3 weeks, if I'm back home, it was like for 2 days, 3 days, and then I'm back on a plane or in a car going somewhere. During this time, my boy had a birthday party. He had a birthday, which those are two separate events. We had holiday parties that we had to go to, at the church where the kids are singing and all that kind of stuff. There were activities that I had to be present for. And the other part of this is that, as you all know, I don't watch other YouTubers' content. I have not, as of today, watched a single video on what is happening with CGC. I have not watched a single video that has come out. And I think that there has been a lot of coverage. And I know this because people keep sending me the videos. People on Instagram are sending me the videos that are being released talking about this controversy. I have not watched them. I have not watched them because I'm busy, and because second, I don't, watch other YouTubers. But it seems like to me, with the amount of people that have been digging into this, they have covered a lot of the controversy, if you will. And I had a conversation with Comic Tom last night. I sent him a text, and he called me and we spoke. And I was like, bro, what is going on? Right? Because I have not paid attention. And he gave me like a 10-minute download on what was happening. That is the most that I know about this situation, because I have not watched a single video. And Matt Woods is like, family first. If nothing, I am consistent in my approach, right? Family first. I make sacrifices for those things. I'm covering my bases contractually because I'm obligated, right? More like in my heart, obligated to produce the content. But if you pay attention to what I've been putting out, it hasn't been any of this crazy content that requires a ton of analysis. It's just general, like mostly unboxing stuff that I've been falling back on just because I've been so busy with all of the others. Is Squirrel Madness in here? Somebody shouting out Squirrel. Here's the cool thing, Trev. I am enjoying the new job, right? I am having a lot of fun, but it is a ton of work. Like, it's a ton of work remembering people's names. It's a ton of work trying to figure out a new product, a new market, a new company. And I'm the vice president of strategic marketing. Like, just from that title alone, it carries a certain weight. I have to be good at this job. I have to do a good job, right? So even when I'm traveling at night, maybe you have time in the hotel. One, I don't have lighting. I don't have a microphone because I don't travel with that stuff, right? Part one. Part two is it's not like I even have my nights free, because I have to go out and socialize. When we have dinners, somebody may have seen me out playing pickleball one night. There are like requirements during the day for me to be in sessions, in meetings, face to face, all that kind of stuff. Then I have requirements at night to go out to the dinners and the team building activities. And even when I come home and have a day or two to myself, I'm focused on trying to recover, right, mentally, because I'm an introvert, but also do the family thing, right? Go to the holiday parties, be present for the boy's birthday party, be present for taking the kids here and there, because when I'm gone for a week, 4 days, or whatever it is, that's a lot on my wife. So I have to come back and I have to, like, now I'm the chauffeur, right? And I have to do a little bit more because she's been carrying more weight. It's tough. And again, these are the reasons why I haven't commented on this stuff. I have not. It was not shuffleboard. I think it was pickleball. I was playing pickleball in Kansas City, a place I've never been before. I was playing pickleball, and I was telling you, I was out there in some tactical shoes, blue jeans, a dress shirt, and a hoodie. It was not a good look for me playing pickleball. And it got competitive. At one point, I had to take off my hoodie. And one of the guys I was playing with was like, bro, you're in a dress shirt? I'm like, yeah, I'm in a dress shirt, because I didn't know we were going to play pickleball at night. So I didn't have clothes for that, right? It is tough. Now, so I want to talk a little bit about the controversy, right? Again, I know only as much as I've been able to glean from thumbnails that people have, when they've sent me videos, and what I learned from Comic Tom and like a 10-minute download from him. To me, I'll be honest, this is a bad situation, right? Like, full stop. It is a bad situation for the person or people involved. It is a bad look for CGC. It is a bad look for the comic book community, right? Like, let's be super clear about that. It seems like, and we've spoken about this for years, if money is involved, there are going to be bad actors out there. We know that. And it appears that there is at least one bad actor that is doing some extremely shady stuff. Like, I think that's been pretty well documented in the various coverage that's been out there. No one's to be surprised by that. No one should be surprised that there are bad people in this world that will try to take advantage of other people, right? For me, at this point, it isn't so much what happened, because it seems like that's been pretty well addressed. It comes down to, for me, how did it happen? Because I don't know that that's clear, at least in, again, talking to limited knowledge. How did it actually happen? How did this person or these people actually get away with it? Who all was involved? And then the other part is, what's next, right? That's the other more important part for me. What is next, right? CGC's name is certified guaranteed, right? The question becomes, will they guarantee in some way, shape, or form the what is transpired? How would they make people whole, right? CGC generally, as you all know, does not even comment on controversies, right? They normally let the controversy just blow over and they just move on. I I don't know that they're going to be able to do that this time. I think that they may have to actually address it. And I think Tom has reached out to CGC. I have not, because I don't have a full grasp of the situation, but my hope is that they will actually make a public statement. Maybe they will go so far as to disclose like how this actually transpired so that people can have some confidence in them again. Maybe they will also even disclose all of the certificate numbers or certain numbers associated with the books that this person actually sent in so people can check their books to figure out if they are impacted. The other part is, will they try to make people that have been wronged whole to pay off the guarantee portion of their name being certified guaranteed? They failed on the certification portion, at least it seems. The guarantee part is up for question, right? And it comes down to, will they try to make it right? Will they be transparent about what is actually transpired? Those to me are the bigger questions. My hope is that they will. My hope is that they will, because if not, then that is an ungood situation, right? If they do not address it, if they do not try to find a way to make it right, I think that that's where things will become very tough. And again, the what has transpired, I think, has been pretty well covered. For me, it comes down to the how. How did this happen? Who was involved? And what comes next? Those are like the three big buckets in my mind. Yeah, so there we go. Let me go. CGC needs to make a comment and needs to review their process. If they know the account, they can review the history in the guy's account and supply. There you go. I literally just said that, Brian. Are you just repeating what I said? Like, are you? No. But to me, that seems to be the thing. If they know the guy, they need to figure out, like, how did this happen? How was he able to get away with it? What in our protocols, procedures, systems is broken that allowed this guy to do what he did? Were there other people involved? Though those are questions, right? Then it becomes a thing of, okay, here are all the certificate numbers that we think could be impacted by this. Make that, known to people so that they can look at their collection, see if they have one of these impacted books. And then it becomes a thing of, what do you do to make it right? Right? Because if someone has a blue label book that is actually an incomplete book, you should make that right. You should make people whole because they were buying something that was fraudulent, right? That to me is the answer. I always repeat what Reggie says, saves time. Don't do that. CGC's guarantee says the collectible has been inspected by at least 2 professionals. The collectible is authentic in the end. And that appears to be not true. That appears to be not true. It seems like they've fallen down again on the certification part. The guarantee, will they make it whole? Because it appears that they have fumbled the ball. Neo's in the house. How you doing, brother? So there have been some people that have reached out to me. Neo is one of those people that reached out to me and was like, hey, what are your thoughts? And I think my response to every single person that has reached out was like, I am busy. I have not watched any of this. I don't have an opinion. And that essentially is still the truth. I have not dug into this issue. I just haven't. I've been mentally and physically fatigued with all of the stuff that is required of me as a professional and as a father. Like, I am mentally fatigued with those things. It doesn't leave a whole lot of room for other stuff, which is why you've seen a noticeable reduction in the amount of content that I've been putting out. It is why you essentially haven't seen me do whatnot. It is essentially why, like, last week I missed a live stream because I mentally could not. I mentally, one, did not remember I even scheduled the live stream. Two, I did not have the capacity to get on the mic and actually try to do a show. I did not have it in me. And again, there are going to be some people that are going to hear me say that and be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Others are going to believe that I'm part of some cabal and some group that is designed to mislead and take advantage of people. People are going to believe what they should believe. 007 says, could CGC do an audit of their books done down the road? There's a reason why population census is assigned specific years. I don't know that I fully understand that comment, but I think that they have to take a hard look at themselves. They have to take a hard look at themselves because something isn't right. Something is broken, right? And we've actually seen this before. Like, I don't know that we've seen anything to this scale in terms of a scam, but we have seen these scams before. We've seen people crack cases and rehold their books. We've seen, like, people make books and then put them into CGC cases. Like, we've seen some of this stuff before, right? This appears, again, I'm hearing it secondhand, is on an entirely different level. And I think because it is on a different level, it has to be handled differently. I don't think that they can allow this one to just get by them and hope that everything is going to be okay on the other side. I think that they have to take a hard look at themselves. How many mid-price comics have been tainted? Again, Canadian survivalists. I don't know that we know that. Fingers crossed that CGC has the ability and the data to actually do an audit of themselves, of yourself. Say that you did the audit, release the information, and then make people whole if they were indeed damaged in some way, shape, or form. Make them whole. That would be the answer. There were fraudulent graded books in the slabs. I don't understand, brother. I would attempt to understand it to you, Funky Foo, but again, it seems like they basically switch books, switch cases, sent books back in, and had notations added to those books when those books were fraudulent. And again, I don't want to dig into the details because I don't know that I have a full appreciation for exactly what happened. If somebody is more familiar with the nuanced details of this, and they've seen a good YouTube video on this from somebody, post it up in the comments, right? Put the link in there. Tell people who they should be watching to get the information, because I honestly am not in a position to fully articulate what has transpired. And I do not want to do it a disservice. I don't want to do it a disservice, but I do want to say and highlight why I personally have not spoken on this. It's not because I'm endorsing fraud. It's not because I'm, hiding from the truth. It's simply because I have other responsibilities that are pulling at my time and my energy, and I haven't had it to dedicate to this issue. Not to say that this issue isn't important, not to say that the audience doesn't deserve it. It's simply that I don't have the capacity to do it. And there are ebbs and flows to the hobby, right? There are ebbs and flows to your involvement. I'm in an ebb. Yeah, I'm in an ebb. I think I'm in an ebb right now, trying to hold on and get to a point where I can start to dedicate more time to this. But there are other responsibilities that matter more to me at the moment. I need to figure out a scam and make money from it. That's the truth, man. You know, if these bad actors, these scam artists, these dishonest people, if they only use their power for good, you know what I'm saying? Like, People that steal from other people are just bad people. But imagine if they could take that energy that they've used to defraud people and put it to something constructive. That would be friggin' amazing. That would be friggin' amazing. Big Slush is on the board. He says 99 Newsstand on IG and the West Coast Davengers. Swaggle House and Como Comics have covered this extensively. There you go. Big Slush is on it. There you go. That is where you can go. It appears to get the information about the actual scam that is taking place. There you go. Scrolling through, what is it? The tide is going out and not coming back. I hope it comes back, brother. I hope it comes back. There you go. Finally awake. What's the scam, brother? I'm still trying to figure it out. What is this? I'm in a deep ebb ever since my job changed a year ago. I haven't had the capacity to buy weekly releases. Again, because I have these contractual agreements to release certain content, I'm still releasing content. It just isn't extremely substantive. Like, let's be honest about it. I have to, and for those folks that are coming in late, I'm trying to articulate why it is that I have not spoken about what is happening with CGC graded books and the scam. And there appears to be places where you guys can go to get a lot more information about this. As I've explained a few times over the course of this, I've been extremely busy for the last several weeks with a new job that I've taken on. And as a result of taking on this job, I am not producing as much content as I was before, right? I was not working for a couple of months. And if you notice, there was a huge uptick in content. And then I took this job and I signaled to a couple of people that I might have to cut back. I've had to cut back dramatically because I need to be successful at this job, right? This job is what provides for my family. It is what puts food on the table. Creating content for YouTube earns me like negative dollars, right? If you think about how much time I spend creating content, it's like negative dollars. Now, I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it and it's fun and I feel like I'm part of the community. But if I have to decide between something that provides for my family and something that is just fun, it is a no-brainer for me to pick one. Over the last 3 weeks, I've been traveling. I've been in and out of town. I was in Michigan, Kansas City. I was in Raleigh. I'm on planes. I'm in cars. I'm in, meetings all day and then nighttime programs and then back for a day or two, 2 or 3 days at home, trying to offload some of the weight from my wife and spend time with my kids for birthdays and holiday parties and all of that other stuff. This is why I haven't commented on the CGC stuff. I have not watched a single video on any of this. Not a single video has been watched. Many people have sent me videos and I have not responded. Not really. I've said like, thanks. People have asked, why haven't you commented? I haven't commented because I've been traveling for 3 weeks and I haven't had the capacity to get up to speed on this. That is the reality of the situation. It is not an endorsement of any of this stuff. I, again, think that what appears to be happening is bad for the folks that committed the fraud. It is bad for CGC. It is bad for the comic book community. I feel like CGC has to speak out on this. They have to take a hard look at their processes, their procedures. I think that they have to disclose how the scam was perpetrated, what they are changing to prevent this from happening in the future. They probably should disclose all of the certificate numbers potentially impacted, and then make people whole on the backside, right? The certified guarantee, right? That word guarantee actually means something. And either they will pay that off or they won't, right? So in my mind, what has happened is pretty clear, right? How did it happen? Who was involved? And what comes next, to me, are the big 3 buckets of questions that are unanswered. And the question becomes, what is CGC actually going to do about some of this stuff? Let me scroll down through some of the comments here. Life will always trump a hobby, no doubt about it. The guarantee of CGC is not great. I haven't read it. It seems like Neo has actually read it. it's going to come down to what are they going to do? Are they going to blow it under the rug? Are they going to let me see. What is this? I don't like how certain YouTubers are virtue signaling and clamor for other channels to comment. Speak only when you've got the time, Rich. There you go. I mean, people have said that they're disappointed that I haven't commented. I I get it, but I don't. Right? Like if you send me a message and be like, bro, why haven't you commented on this? I will tell you, right? But I don't know, man. Again, there are going to be some people that are going to hear what I say and they're going to understand. There are going to be some people that are still not going to believe anything that I've said. And for that group of people, I don't know what to tell you. Like I do not know what to tell you. What is this? Chris says, I live about 10 minutes away from Hotshot Comics. I've met the owner like a dozen times before. I found out about the drama. Think this is something different, though, not in the loop. Chris, me and you both, brother. I don't even know what you're talking about with Hotshot Comics. I'll be honest with you. Hopefully you can see some details in there. William is saying, what was the fraud scam that occurred? Again, William, I'm playing catch up here, brother. There are some YouTubers out here. I think 99 Newsstand, Swaggle House, Como Comics are some of the YouTubers that have created content that go into a lot more detail about some of this stuff. I went through my last 2 summers of my master's degree, and you got to pick the battles. But now I'm free to press the gas pedal again and dedicate more time to online to advocate for the comic fam. There you go. Oscar's on the board with that. Congrats on making magic happen. Be transparent and they might retain some credibility. I think that is the answer. Come clean, be transparent, own it, and make it right. Like that's really what it comes down to. And again, stuff happens, right? Stuff happens. How did it happen? Who was involved? What comes next? Those are really, to me, the 3. Well done. Well done. Let me see. I'm scrolling down through the comments here. If you ain't got the time, you ain't got the time. It's as simple as that. And it is true. Could this have been going? And talking with some people, it seems like it's been going on for a while. It seems like the fraud is pretty widespread. How many books? I don't know. It seems to maybe have impacted like newsstands, Canadian price variants, some of these more obscure books, but I think it also spiraled into like incomplete books that were then being like certified, graded. Presented might be a better way, presented as if they were blue labels. So I do not know the full extent of it. Just being completely honest, there are other YouTubers that has covered this extensively. What is this? Anyone who does not understand your situation, Reggie, still lives in their parents' basement and have no life. I mean, again, Mark, how many messages have you sent me, brother, over like the last couple of weeks where my responses have not been that robust? It is just because and I can't tell people, I can't be like, hey, I'm going to be out of town for the next week. I'm going to be out of town for the next 2 weeks, the next 3 weeks. I'm going to I've never disclosed when I'm traveling because I think that's kind of dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It's only in hindsight on the other side that I highlight that maybe I was traveling, right? I don't tell people that I'm going out of town because I don't think that's a smart move, right? So I never say it, but this is why I haven't been putting out as much content. Which grading company wins when the dust settles? PGX, CBCS, CGC, EGS, don't forget EGSs, all have experienced a significant controversy, but nothing changed. Honestly, bro, this one might be the worst. This might be the worstest of them all. Like PGX experienced some stuff. CBCS experienced something, but it was like a couple of books, right? And I covered that. There were a couple of books that some guy had sent in. This one's bad, man. Like, just being honest, like this one is bad. This one is not necessarily comparable, and who wins depends upon how it's handled. It depends upon how it's handled. The others, I don't even think that I can't remember. I don't remember CBCS commenting on the yellow label stuff that happened about, what was it, about a year and a half ago. PGX's stuff that happened. I think that was a while ago. I don't think either one of them commented, but this situation and those situations are not necessarily the same. It's Worcester. It's Worcester. Let me scroll. Bro, I have a demon in a bottle. CGC is almost too big to fail. No real competition. CBCS Beckett is just not equipped to take advantage of this. And that is a good point. We've seen that play out multiple times. We've seen CGC stumble multiple times. Nothing on this level, let's be clear. But we've never seen CBCS take advantage of the stumble. They've never been able to gain traction when stuff like this happens. And I don't mean that they have to come out and speak ill of their competition. They just have to step up, right? Start making more noise, right? Doing something that allows them to be differentiated from the competition. They have repeatedly not been able to do that, and I do not know if that's actually going to happen. Sounds like you need another 8 hours in the day if you can figure out how to, brother. If I can figure it out, I will absolutely let you guys know once I take advantage of it. Once I take full advantage of it, I will let you guys know. Here. So somebody's saying it did not affect Canadian price variance. Impossible considering CPVs have a different cover price on the cover. It affected ASM 300s, Incredible Hulk 181, Mark Jewelers because the ads are on the inside. I heard that it affected Canadian price variance. And again, if that is incorrect, I stand corrected. I would defer to again, what Kent is saying here and what other YouTubers have actually covered. I think it was Swaggle House, 919 Newsstand, and Como Comics. I would defer to those guys that seem to have dug into this issue extensively. So there you go. Brian says it is ungood. It is indeed ungood. Let me see. Explore. Reggie, you're not commenting on a subject while focusing on your betterment of your life is where your heart is at the moment, and people need to understand. And again, there will be some people that do understand. There will be some people that are just like, no, Reggie, your private life is your private life. You don't need to explain yourself. I feel like part of the reason why I'm doing this is because there have been public statements that have been made about me, questioning why I haven't commented. And that's part of the reason why I'm speaking on it. Like, there have been some people that have reached out to me, like man to man, that have been like, hey, what do you think about this? We value your opinion. What do you think? And I've responded back. There have been some people that have left comments on videos, and I've tried to respond to those where I've seen them like, hey, I'm like super busy. I haven't, right? But then when people start to make to have commentary beyond talking to me directly, that's when I feel like I should maybe speak on it. The challenge for me, of course, is that I don't have anything else to add to the situation other than what people might hear, which is excuses, right? People hear excuses. Excuses are the tools of the weak and incompetent, right? So I'm not necessarily trying to make excuses. I'm trying to articulate why I haven't spoken out on this. And because I needed to say a little bit more than I'm busy, that's why I offered up the thoughts around not necessarily what has happened, but how did it happen, who was involved, and what comes next. Right. That to me is what's really important. And potentially, if CGC does make some public statements, then I will try to cover those public statements, because that's what is most important at this moment is those three buckets that I just identified versus the other. Again, for those that may have shown up late, what is happening with CGC is a bad situation. If money is involved, bad actors will find a way to cheat people. We know this. We have seen this repeatedly. It seems like the person that has been leading this effort has been identified. The question is, are other people involved, right? How extensive is what is transpired? How does CGC address it? how do they make people whole? My hope is that they will. If this situation is pretty widespread and they don't address it and they don't make people whole, then I think that that's where a really bad actor's behavior becomes a much bigger problem. You know what I'm saying? And my hope is that CGC will address it. That is my hope. All right. I'm going to be going live tonight to fulfill some obligations. So we're going to go live tonight. I'm going to have a guest on. We're going to talk about a topic. I'm going to announce the winners of a couple of giveaways. I've been remiss in doing some of this stuff, so we're going to try to put a bow on several things that have kind of been outstanding before the month ends, because again, everything that I do is set up by the month. But I wanted to at least offer up a couple of comments on this topic, because it has been something that has been discussed and debated, and people were wondering what my thoughts were. Maybe this helps people to understand why I haven't been speaking about this more. For those that understand, I thank you. You guys get it. You guys didn't even need this video, but there were other people out there that maybe don't know me as well. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to kind of put this out there for people to be able to hear my thoughts, because in the absence of opinion, or in the absence of information, people begin to make stuff up. And I don't want people to make stuff up. I don't want people to think that I'm actually okay with this, because I'm not. So again, in the spirit of not continuing to repeat myself, we're going to wrap this thing up. I hope you guys will join me for the live stream later tonight. Hopefully it will be a good one. Merry Christmas for those people that I did not get to, but I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. Yeah, that's it. See you tonight. Take care.
Straight off meditation, we was concaving until we had that eternal dialogue that created our dialect. Now we in distinct rooms with pure souls having them conversations. Synergy and combinations. You fly and we waiting. Indian style in the gold temple of greatness. When you follow the North Star, you coming for the education. This is my audio book. These rhymes are just the imagery. More like an audiographic novel or a memoir about a young MC making timeless music with his mentor. I pray y'all grasp my letters. Nothing was meant to last forever.